How do you identify different poker player types? Have you ever sat at a poker table and wondered what kind of player you are up against? Understanding different poker player types can be a game changer. Let's break down how to identify these types and use that knowledge to your advantage. First, pay attention to how often a player enters pots. This is often a key indicator of their style. Players who are tight will fold most hands before the flop. In contrast, loose players will jump into many pots, showing a willingness to play a wider range of hands. Next, observe their aggression levels. Aggressive players frequently bet and raise, putting pressure on their opponents. On the other hand, passive players tend to check and call more often, avoiding confrontation. Now let's categorize these player types. The tight aggressive player, often called tag, plays fewer hands but does so with aggression. They wait for strong cards and then apply pressure. This style is common among winning players. Then we have the loose aggressive player, known as lag. These players are tricky because they play many hands and are very aggressive. They often bluff, but this can lead to mistakes if they overextend themselves. Next is the tight passive player, sometimes referred to as a nit. They play very few hands and rarely bet or raise. They prefer to wait for premium hands but miss out on value by not being more aggressive. The loose passive player, or calling station, enters many pots but rarely raises. They tend to call bets and raises, making them predictable. This predictability can be exploited by betting for value. Lastly, we have the maniac. Maniacs play almost every hand and are extremely aggressive. Their unpredictable style can intimidate opponents but often leads to significant losses. When trying to identify these types, look at their preflop hand selection. A player with a low voluntarily put money in pot percentage and a high preflop raise percentage is likely a tag. Conversely, a player with a high voluntarily put money in pot and high preflop raise percentage is likely a lag. Also, consider their bet sizing. Aggressive players tend to use larger bets to pressure opponents, while passive players stick to smaller bets. Watch how they react to raises. Tight players often fold to raises, while loose players are more likely to call or re-raise. Finally, observe their behavior at showdown. Players who rarely bluff will show strong hands, while frequent bluffers may show weak hands or fold before reaching showdown. By keeping these factors in mind, you can adjust your strategy based on the player types you encounter. For example, tighten up and value bet more against loose passive players, while being cautious against loose aggressive players. Understanding poker player types is all about observation and adjustment. By categorizing players based on their tendencies, you can make informed decisions that improve your chances of winning at the table.